For those of you that like to roll your own bait, for whatever reason, rather than use the ready rolled frozens, maybe you want different sizes, different shapes, or just enjoy rolling your own bait. We've got two basic approaches. At the back here, we've got the 7 base mixes that are the dedicated food baits. For these, all of the hard work's been taken out for you. Quite literally, all you need is 500 grams of the powder mixed to 5 eggs and 15 ml of the appropriate activator. If you stick purely to that recipe, you'll be producing a bait exactly the same as the frozen food baits that are sold in the shops. There is really nothing else to add, and it doesn't really benefit from adding anything else. Everything's balanced to make your perfect mix. If, however, you want to create a bait, you want your own label, your own flavour, colour, maybe different flavour levels, oils, then at the front here we have 5 base mixes, which are still food baits, still got a high food level. This is the 50-50 high leakage. We've also got the essential fish, the liver and marine, the protein, straight protein plus, and the essential opal. Again, on the back here we've got full mixing instructions, but basically you add 500 grams of that to 5 eggs, and then you can add whichever flavour and label you want. You've got the cherry juice, tutti frutti, milky toffee, there's a whole range of flavours. We've also got an intense sweetener, the Hydra Sweet, which if you want your bait to have a really nice rounded sweet flavour, then the Hydra Sweet's the additive for you. Also colours, a full range of true colours, and you add all these at the egg stage of the mix. And then if you're putting any extra additives, like maybe metamino or oils, hemp seed oil, again that goes in at the egg stage of the mix. So you can either take the easy option, produce a high quality bait with just these 2 ingredients, or if you want to blend your own. You know, a lot of guys do like to make their own bait and be a little bit different from what's commercially available. And obviously, like I say, you can do that with these ingredients. You don't have to go down the route that most people would think, like an essential fish mix, for example. You know, you might be thinking, oh, I want a fishy flavour because it's a fishy mix. But if you want something completely different, you know, maybe add a milky toffee, an essential fish, or a cherry, you know, or a spice. Just mix and match it a little bit if you want to create something totally individual to suit your needs and just to be different to other anglers on the lake. Maybe if there's a group of you going in as a baiting team on a lake and you don't want other people to be able to copy what you're doing, just mix it up a little bit. Also, if you are making your own bait and you're probably going to want to make your own pop-ups. Now, creating pop-ups has always been a bit of a hassle to get the perfect buoyancy, but again, the hard work's been taken away with the Polaris mix. This was years in the development and is now, I think, a perfect mix. This is what we use for the main range of pop-ups. All the instructions are on the back. It's basically a 1 egg mix, and it's up to you what flavours you use and what levels of flavour. They're very rounded flavours, very hard to overdo the flavours, but like I say, full instructions are on the back. So you can roll your own pop-ups to complement your mix, or if you just want a range of bright fruity or fishy pop-ups, everything's there to create them. Again, add different colours and create an individual bait for yourself. You can also do this on the bank. It's not something you've got to slave away in the kitchen doing, you know, while you're sitting there fishing. Roll yourself up some pop-ups, or even make your base mix on the bank. Right, I'm quickly going to show you how simple it is. So follow the instructions and make dedicated food base bait. Firstly, you just need 5 eggs cracked into a bowl. Don't worry if a few bits of shell fall in there. A lot of people actually like to leave the shell in there to give the bait a bit of a crunch. Okay, once your eggs are in the bowl, get the correct activator for the base mix. 15 mils of that into the mix. Just pour it on top of the eggs like that. Whisk that thoroughly so it's all mixed in even. So you've got no bits of egg and no pockets of additive. That maple flavour in there just so reminds me of catching carp. I caught so many carp on this bait. Perfect, and it is as simple as that. Then you just add 500 grams, which is half the packet. And if I was doing this at home, I'd obviously measure this out exactly, but I didn't bring any scales with me. I like to add a portion of it and whisk that down. And get it mixed as well as you can with a fork or a mixing spoon. And then when you get to a certain stage, you're going to have to get your hands in there, stir it all in until you've got a firm paste, but still with some moisture to it. You'll find that will stiffen up a little bit more if you leave it for a few minutes. So you want it to hold together nicely, but still have a little bit of moisture. Soft but firm. Now obviously this next stage is personal preference, however you want to roll them, what size you want to roll them. It's going to be easier if you roll them into sausages using a bait table, a rolling table, and again create the boilies using a rolling table. But if maybe you want to use particularly large boilies, you can sit and roll them by hand. I say you can choose any size or any shape you like. That's the beauty of making your own bait. Great big donkey chokers like that, or little tiny ones. But if you are wanting to roll the whole lot to a uniform size, then obviously that's going to be a lot quicker with a bait gun and a rolling table. So once you've got your mix converted into baits, whatever shape, size you want, you want to boil them again. The instructions are all on the packet, 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how hard you want the baits. It is quite important to have a large pan of heavily boiling water and not just dump all your bait in. What you want to do is you want to keep that temperature up. So small batches of bait, time them off, 3 minutes out, make sure the water's vigorously boiling, next small batch, rather than dumping them all in one go, because that will lower the temperature of the water and it won't actually boil them, it will just hardly even simmer them. So small amounts at a time, lay them out on a tea towel to dry. Longer you leave them, the harder they'll skin up. And there you go, your own bait.